Hey, how's it going, everyone? Justin again, as always. Thanks for watching my channel. Welcome back. Today's topic is going to be, should I sell my tools or keep my tools? If I'm unsure of whether or not I want to be a mechanic for the long run or for the grand scheme of things, should I consider getting rid of them? Is it worthwhile to buy tools that only to turn around and sell them? I mean, what's the deal? Why do mechanics sell their tools, or why should they not sell their tools? That's the topic for today. We're going to talk about that a little bit, and I'm going to give you some of my opinions and insight about that and what I think about it. But before I do, make sure you check out my boy Frankie M. He's got a channel. He's doing great things. Love this fucking guy, man. When we went to Universal Studios with the family, he was right on board. He came right down. He had a all-season pass, gave us, percentage off on purchases over at the gift shops and things like that. And he's come up to both meet and greets that I've had. We had one for TOT, and we had just a meet and greet, West Coast meet and greet, where Drew's Auto and Matt G6 both came up, and it was a great time. To me, there's really no better time than to actually spend time with friends, and even better time to spend time with friends that you've just barely met on YouTube. And so for me and Frankie and Matt G6 and Drew's Auto, it was cool to do that meet and greet because I had never met Drew's Auto, but I had met Matt G6 and Frankie from the TOT meetup. And you just meet and have new friends as a result of YouTube. So it was really cool to do the meet and greet with them and to actually hang out with them, their families, etc. Frankie came out. He went to Universal Studios with us. He spent the time with us. We were out there having a good time. We went on a lot of the Harry Potter rides, did all kinds of crazy stuff. Got front of the line passes, this, that, and the other. I know Matt from Matt G6. He really wished he could have been there, but for whatever reason, he was tied up and could not make it to the event. But that was a swell time, dude. We had such a blast at Universal Studios. We went to see the Minions, all kinds of stuff, man. The girls were just having a great time. Overall, just what better of a friend than I could possibly imagine than Frankie M, dude. I mean, the guy, he's leaps and bounds amongst friends. I mean, he's a great guy, great friend to get to know. If you haven't checked him out, check out his channel. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, all that other good stuff. And you'll be able to understand why I like him so much, because you can relate to the guy in a lot of his videos. And he does DIY repair videos. He does do tool topic reviews. He buys things from pawn shops and things like that. You really get to know the guy and how he operates and how he saves money on buying tools that he needs to get the job done. So, big shout out to my boy Frankie M. All right, that being said, we're going to roll right into it. Should you sell your tools if you're down and out? Should you buy tools that you know that you might end up selling? You know what? That's a really, really broad topic and very hairy discussion right there, because it's hard to say. I mean, look, the way that I look at tools is like the way I look at the stock market. I look at the stock market, I buy into a company. I'm buying a portion of that company. It might go high, it might stay low, it might dip down, whatever the case may be. There's always a selling point at some point in time. It might not be right away. Maybe you're swing trading it and you're going to wait till it comes back up. Maybe you're in a hurry and you need your money like yesterday, so you got to sell out and take a small loss. That's just the nature of the game. And if you guys haven't checked it out, Tony Robbins actually wrote a book called Mastering the Game. So I'll try to see if I can post the link in the description, but if I can't, don't worry about it. Just check him out, Tony Robbins. He's a great guy. He's made a magnificent book. It's leaps and bounds ahead of its time. He's met with millions and billions of billionaires over the lifetime. He's done great things with the community, providing Thanksgiving dinners and things like that. And really, when I think Tony Robbins, I think Matt G6, because Matt G6 does that too, and he provides meals to needy families. And so really, when I met Matt, in my own mind, I'm thinking Tony Robbins right there. But at any rate, getting off topic a little bit, should you sell your own tools? You know what? Look, I've had to sell them. Okay, I've bought tools, I've sold tools, I've given tools away. I've done lots of things with tools. I've made deals with somebody. You know what I mean? And then had to turn around and renege on the deal and say, sorry, man, I can't sell to you. I've got a better price over here. I've got to go that route. It's just the way that it goes. That's business, man. That's business. I mean, think of it this way. If you're going to sell a tool, and let's say they're offering you like, I don't know, $100 or something like that. But you can get like $400 from another guy that's ready to buy it that day. Wouldn't you rather sell it to that guy that comes up with the cash first of all, versus the other guy that's like, I'm going to need like a week or so? I mean, really, cash talks and BS walks. That's the way that it goes. It's the way that it goes. It's nothing personal. It's business. It's business. So I've definitely ran into those certain circumstances. I've had that happen to me with not only people off of Craigslist, but I've had that happen to me with friends, people that I would consider friends, like Bruce Allen. I had a scope, and I was trying to sell it to him at a fraction of the cost and try to get rid of it, because I needed money at the time. I needed money, and so I was going to sell it to him at a lower cost. But I ended up finding somebody else that wanted to buy it for a much higher amount and had it right away versus me waiting however much longer time that I needed to wait. So I sold it to him and got rid of it, mailed it off, no big deal. To me, it was no big deal. It's just a tool. To him, it might have been a little bit different because, it's a personal thing. Like, when you give somebody your word, you're supposed to man up on your word and all that other stuff. To me, it was business. Okay, it wasn't me giving you my word, like I'm going to be down there and I'm going to help you out, and I'm going to jump over here and I'll be there momentarily. Don't worry about it. I'll find a way and I'll be there. It wasn't like I was going down to somebody else's house to help them move. You know what I mean? So for me, it didn't play any really boundaries to me. I was like, whatever. It's business. It's money. It's whatever. I've waited this long. It's time for me to get rid of this thing. I needed it gone, so I got rid of it. I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff, man. When I got divorced, I got rid of so much crap. I think back on that stuff that I got rid of, and I just think, man, I wish I had some of that stuff today. I do. You think back about it, and it's not saying that like every time you sell something you're gonna have regret, but there are gonna be certain items that you'll definitely have regret to. Like, I had regret when I got rid of my, I think it was like an 87 Trans Am. I loved that car. I absolutely loved that car, man. Oh my God, I loved that car. But I got rid of it. I had a vending machine that I won from a local convenience store, and I didn't have anywhere to put it. I had no way of being able to trailer it down. Nothing. I had to get rid of it. So I ended up dumping it off for like $600 or something like that. Lost in the deal, whatever, it was free. I put $600 back in the pocket when I needed it, and it got me a little further down the road. Happens. These things happen. I've bought nice expensive tools. I've given them to family, friends. I've sold them for real cheap. I've made some stupid decisions in my life. I really have. I think we've all been there. We've made stupid decisions as far as what we've purchased and then have later regretted. But I mean, I think another thing that I had was I bought a $600, it was like $600 for this 3/8 snap-on flex head torque wrench. And it was one of those tech torque wrenches where you can do angle, you can do inch pounds, you can do foot pounds, everything else. It was in the red and black. It was one of the first generation of new technology that had come out. I was so into it, I bought it and I used it for like 6 months. And when I got divorced, I was like, this tool is dumb. I'm never gonna use it. I don't like the way it felt. I didn't like how when I got to that vibrating point, how it wasn't on point. It didn't line up with the torque spec or anything like that. Or when I would go to torque it down, it would vibrate and then it would be a little bit over torqued. I just did not like anything about it. And I got so mad, I think I sold it for like $100. When I think back on it now, I regret selling it for that low. I wish I would have kept it, held on to it, sold it for a little bit higher, a little bit later on. But I was going through an emotional turmoil, getting divorced, everything else, and I let go of it for really, really dirt cheap. I have not since then ever thought about buying another tech wrench. It's just not ever crossed my mind. To me, I prefer the click style torque wrenches, I really do. Just because I feel safer. I don't want to know if I'm under spec or a little bit over spec. I want to know that I'm on point. And that clicking motion to me makes it to where I'm on point. And then usually for those of us that go by feel for a lot of things, we know when we're not on point because something don't feel right. You start to torque something down and you just know that it does not feel right. Am I right? But long story short guys, look, don't sell your tools. The tools will make you money. They really will. Whether it's at a dealership level or an independent shop, doesn't matter. Tools will definitely make you money. They really will. But if you have to get to the next month, the next payday, whatever the case may be, I'm saying don't be afraid to sell your tools either. Because you can always get them back. Yes, you have to pay that cost, that difference. You're not going to get all the money back that you put towards a specific tool, but you will get a good chunk of money back towards that tool. And in certain circumstances, you can actually trade those tools in to that dealer for credit to pay down your bill, which then makes your bill less, so you don't have to worry about coming up with money for the month. So there's a lot of things that are entailed when it comes to like buying tools and selling tools. And when you sell your tools, you hope to get the most out of them that you possibly can while you can. And I know that for me, when I was thinking about not wanting to be a mechanic again, and I didn't feel like I had a choice in the matter, and I didn't feel like I was ever going to get hired by anybody else, I really started going through all my tools and saw all the like incidentals that I didn't necessarily need and was able to sell them and get rid of them for a fraction of the cost. And I had to pay for shipping and all that other stuff. But it did help me to come up with another month and a half worth of money to go towards bills. Now that I'm back in the swing of things, I'm back at the independent shop, I'm working again. I'm buying some tools here and there as I need them, but I'm still more focused on just paying that bill down. I really am. And when I buy tools from the tool rep, it's because I am back in business. I am working for somebody, and there are certain tools that would aid me in my ability of being able to actually diagnose or complete the repair the first time without having to jump through so many hoops. And that makes my life easier. And I like tools that make my life easier. So that's why I've been buying a few tools here and there as I see fit. But I don't go out of my way to spend money that I don't have. I want you guys to know that. I really don't. I spend money on tools that I think that are either cool, ingenuitive, or something that's going to help make my life easier, and I go with that versus just spending money flawlessly and loosely. I'm a little bit more practical. I'm a little bit more practical nowadays than I was before. Do I regret selling the tools that I recently sold? No, I don't. I really don't. I mean, those tools I knew I could live without. I sold them. There's a few tools out of that tool selection that I'm like, I wish I would have had that this day, but it's not a big deal. Somebody else in the shop had it, and I was able to use it, so it is what it is. We all go through this. if you haven't gone through it, you will go through this. You will have to decide, do I keep all my tools and stay stubborn and not have any money? Or do I sell what I need to sell in order to make that money to get me a little further along for my family? And that's really what it comes down to. Guys, that's all I got for this video. I appreciate it. Leave your comments down in the comment description. Let me know what you think about buying and selling tools. I know a lot of people are going to dislike this video because they don't like having to sell their tools, but it is what it is, gentlemen. And make sure to check out my boy Frankie M. He's got a channel. I'll put the link down in the description for you guys. Thanks as always for watching. Cheers to those of you that have your beers, and I hope you're enjoying your work week.